When designing a kitchen, what do you think was most important?
Number one, since the half of the house was built in 1860, and so wanted to carry as much of that through when we did the addition as possible, and the kitchen was an addition onto the existing house. So that was probably our main concern. We also wanted something fairly large because we know that even though you may have other areas in the house for entertaining, it seems like everybody congregates to the kitchen. And then we wanted to have, top-notch appliances, that kind of thing as well in the kitchen.
Just functionality, basically, I think was the most important for me, to have a kitchen that flows well and is just easy to use.
What do you love most about your kitchen?
Probably the size, I think, is the big thing. I mean, it's got plenty of room to, put folks in. I think it's like 18 by 18 or 20 by 20, so it's a fairly large size. And then with the island in the center and the circular pattern around, it's great for entertaining.
Is your kitchen functional?
Yeah, it's very functional with the layout the way it is, refrigerator on one side, stove on the other. So the pattern, as far as being able to prep a meal is very easy to work with, very functional.
Why did you want a mix of paint and stained cabinetry?
Well, on the stained cabinets, again, the house that we added on to was built in 1860, had walnut trim and cabinetry, and so we're really trying to match that up as close as we could. And we're very happy with the color choice on the wood cabinets. I know one of the trends now is, with some of the cabinetry to have it painted, and so the island went with a painted look.
We decided, old houses probably don't have furniture that matches anyway, and so we know it's also a trend in the market too, to mix the woods. So we've kind of decided to follow the trend and kind of hang out with the old age as well.
And then the painted range hood that you see behind me was also, a feature. Kind of gives you a contrast between the darker wood and then the lighter, painting on the cabinetry.
Why did you choose the dark wood?
We decided to go with the dark wood because in the original part of the house is solid walnut wood. And when we added on to the house, we decided we wanted to continue that theme throughout the house.
Yeah, Eucalyptus is actually, they call it a renewable wood. And so, they consider it a green product because it is a renewable resource, unlike some of the walnut that's in the rest of our house, which is not as easily replenished.
What features did Susan help you address?
I think the island was a big part of it, the second sink here. I know one of the features we have is a raised dishwasher, which is kind of nice because as we get older, not having to bend down quite as much, that type of thing.
I think the main thing she helped us address is just how to fit the cabinets together, what we probably needed. Brought in a few extra ideas that we hadn't even thought of.
We had a lot of ideas on what we wanted, like an ice maker, the extra large refrigerator, freezer, some pretty large appliances, and so being able to get all those in, not just fit them in, but also make them functional was real important to us, and that's one of the things that Susan really helped us out with.
What are some of your other kitchen features?
This is actually called a farm sink. Which is just a little bit different design than you would normally see with a stainless steel. Again, trying to keep with some of the traditions and the original house being built in 1860, trying to carry through some of the architecture or features that you might have seen in an older farmhouse was the reason that we chose this style of sink.
We decided to go with the elevated dishwasher for a couple reasons. One, for ease of getting the dishes in and out. And as we grow older, we know we're not going to be as limber as we are now. And the other thing we liked is because it elevated the countertop so that we could have just a smooth surface up here, and it's great for party planning and having people over. And then that leaves everything down here kind of hidden from the rest of the house.
It's actually two separate units. It's a separate refrigerator and a separate freezer. One of the advantages to that is that you don't have to worry about odors transferring between one and the other. And obviously it gives us a lot more space. It's a total of 6 feet wide. And as you can see, this is the refrigerator tons of storage space, and then their freezer being the same size. So a lot of room to be able to store, fresh foods, which are great for cooking.
Both my husband and I like to cook, and I do a lot of canning as well. And so it was very important for me personally to have a stove with big burners that I could be able to get my canning pots on there so that I can make my jelly or my sauces or whatever. And we added the pot filler too, so that we could fill up those great big canners, and that way I wouldn't have to carry it from the sink to the stove. This is a double convection oven. When we moved into the house, it did have a double oven, but it was not convection. We decided to go with the convection just for ease of baking. Joe's family loves to come over for holidays. My family does too, and so having the double oven is great because I can throw a turkey up here and a couple casseroles down on the bottom, and we can have a meal in a lot less time than if I'd only had one.
It's actually a silestone countertop, which is a quartz countertop. It's a man-made countertop. We've been very happy with them. It looks like granite, but it's also quite a bit less typically than what a granite countertop. And I believe they're also a lot more durable.
I do really enjoy this sink here. It's a nice little feature that Susan had suggested that we do. While cutting up vegetables or things, we'll have this handy to either wash the vegetables or even just wash our hands as we're prepping here at the stove as well.
What was your overall experience with Susan?
Susan's been really great. She's very knowledgeable about the whole kitchen industry and all the products that are out there, and every once in a while she'd throw out a different idea of something that's just come on the market, or an idea that she had seen that we hadn't even seen. And so she's been very helpful and very knowledgeable.
Not only in helping us, like I say, take our ideas and helping us figure out how we can put those into the size kitchen that we have, helping us pick out the colors on the cabinets, countertops, everything from start to finish. And I think one of the most important things is, especially when you're doing a project this size, not just the kitchen but the entire house, there's always going to be, some kind of hiccup along the way. I think the most important thing for me is whenever there is a hiccup, how can we deal with that? And that's where Susan, if we ever did have a hiccup or a small issue, was able to step in and help us get it resolved in a very timely fashion and to our satisfaction.
What would you tell others about Susan?
Well, I would suggest Susan to other people because of just the experience we had. It was very positive. She's so easy to work with. She's very flexible. She knows so much in the industry, and she always keeps up on the trends. She likes to just keep up on the trends so that everyone is aware of what's out there in the market.
Obviously, we came to her with, here's some of the appliances that we've chosen that we really like. What kind of space requirements are we going to have for that? Do you need, she's really good at knowing we need 3 feet here or 4 feet there, those type of things. Here's how large of an island you can put in, as well as talking about things like, do you want a bar on an island, or we ended up with a bar, across from the sink. Which is very functional for us. We had some ideas on, maybe some wood features that we wanted to match to the existing house, and so she was able to go out and find those materials without us having to, go get necessarily a custom cabinet, with custom wood choice, that type of thing, which saved us quite a bit of money. So, and then just trying to coordinate everything between the tile, the colors on the painted cabinets, the flooring. All of those features she was able to help us really with the entire package, even some of the lighting and that type of thing. We love our kitchen.